Hi, everyone. Welcome to month 3 update of tracking our Epic PipByPip account on epicflow.io. This has been a pretty crazy month with the Operation Epic Fury and all this stuff happening in the Middle East. It's caused a lot of volatility. The dollar has gone up. Their currencies have gone down. We were set up with our autopilot successfully for this type of situation, and we capitalized on that. And over the last 4 weeks, we've had a 4.5% gain. Over the 3 months that we've run this since December 22nd, we are now up 12.8%, as you can see here. And we're going to go through those details in just a moment, walk through the application, show you guys, what I look at and how the configurations are set up. If you want to follow along, you can set up a free demo account with simulated money and let it run, and you can follow along. Or you can try your own settings, or you can use our suggested settings. But really just to get familiar with the platform, it's a fun way to do it. And make sure you subscribe to this channel so you can see these updates that we have. I post updates on Instagram as well. So without further ado, let's take a look at the account. All right, so here we have a one-day view. Today is March 23rd. And again, we started this on December 22nd. So we've got 3 months running so far. We have 12.8% gain, where $238 of that is from transactions. And if you guys remember, or if you're new here, transactions are if you take money out, put money in, or Awanda also pays interest on unused margin. So we have this available margin of 52%. So they'll take the average over that month period. And if it's over 10,000 US dollars, they will pay interest on that every month. So that has been accruing as well. So the gain from just the Epic Flow algorithm is 12.3%, plus the $238 equals 12.8%. And again, we started this account with a little over 51,000. It is currently sitting at $57,700 is our balance. Our NAV, our net asset value, is 57,000. Again, this will fluctuate based on the value of the pairs that we're currently in. And just going back in time a little bit to late January, this is when the whole Greenland debacle came. You can see that our NAV dropped considerably, and that has recovered. So we have a lot of risk management and account management solutions. So as things drop, we'll scale down, etc. So we're trying to keep a healthy utilization of margin and not let get out of control. So if we jump to our bot view, we can see that we have 5 bots running. And we'll start with the longest running one first. So our US dollar Canadian, it hasn't had an exit in over 2 months. So 66 days, it hasn't had an exit. But any bot that's running for 30 days or more will turn on what we call our smart trade timing, and it'll look like micro trades in your account. So if you were to expand the chart, you'll see all these red and blue dots. Because this is a long position, we buy as it drops, and open orders will be presented as an open circle. Closed orders, or sell orders in this case, will be red dots, and the closed buy order. So when we sell, we're going to sell an open order, and that becomes a closed order. So that's what the solid blue dots are. So over the last couple of months, you can see there's been a lot of activity. And one thing we enhanced is you can now download this as a CSV file, and it will show you the details of each one of these transactions that you can sort. You can sort it by date, by type, etc., and you can drill down into each trade if you wanted. But what this allows this bot to do, even though it hasn't had an exit, it will still continually generate profit as well as interest payment on this. And we'll show that in the email results. But we can see that, we've had a lot of exits over the past month. Like Euro USD has had a number of exits, especially with all the volatility around this Operation Epic Fury in the Middle East, and has generated a pretty good return on that as well. Some bots have ended their cycle, like Euro CHF. It was running, but our system had turned it off and has restarted the New Zealand Swiss franc bot. And this has been running for 3 days. So these bots will start and stop automatically as part of the autopilot system. And one of the other things that we've added is we've given you the ability to look at the configuration of that autopilot. You can see the bots that are being traded. You can see the weighted margin of those. So of the total allocated margin that we're setting up for autopilot, 60% of the balance. Of that 60%, the Canadian Swiss franc will use 16%, Euro USD will use 22%, so on and so forth. And this trading risk is set up in a way that, we have the bots run in these phases. In the first phase, we will have a set number of orders before it moves to its second phase and adjust some of the parameters. So this trading risk, what it does is allows you to see how many orders are in that first phase. And the subsequent orders, these numbers will adjust themselves automatically. But from a trading risk perspective, it's where you're starting from. So if you want to go aggressive, that would be, 10 or so orders. You can go to conservative, moderate, and even way beyond. And basically, it lowers the amount of each order, but allows you to buy more in that first phase. Again, just risk management. When you're in system guided pair mode, like this account is, you cannot adjust this. However, if you go and uncheck this, and I'm not going to continue because I don't want to change my configuration, but you can say, hey, these are the current bots that are running. So let's just come in here and replicate that. And if I wanted, I could come in and adjust these. So this will be 10% and we'll make this 30%. And I could come in here and adjust these as well if I wanted to. And you could adjust your exit and profit buffer. So I'm going to cancel that. I don't want to change it. I like the autopilot mode. But if you are interested in manual configuring, we allow you to do that. Okay, now let's take a look at the email. I have this filtered on just the live account. I have a lot of demo bots running as well, which would show up. So I'm trying to clean that list a little bit. So we can see that since February, and each one of these that has the number by it shows that there was 7 exits during that time period. So we've had about 74 bot exits over the last month. That's generated that 4.6% return. And again, every week we will send out a weekly summary. And you can see, each bot, how many exits it's had. Basically runs its number of exits, how much gain it achieved, what was the financing credit or charge, and that total. And again, as I mentioned in the last update, the USD Canadian, it's had no exits. But because of the smart trade timing and all those micro trades, it will still generate a return that helps contribute to the overall gain. So this last week, we had a 0.6 return. If we look at the week prior to that, we had almost a 1% return. The week prior to that, we had a 2% return. It was kind of crazy with that initial volatility when the war in Iran started. And every month we also send a summary that will show you over the last month what the exits and profit, et cetera, were. So for the month of February, we had a little over 3.5% return. So again, I haven't touched this at all. I watch it. It's fun to watch, especially when these are green and run into trailing stop. It's exciting. You get the emails. I have Awanda on my phone and all the alerts go off. It's kind of crazy. It's almost like a slot machine when this is running. Not having to touch it, getting these types of returns, it's been a blast. And I encourage everyone to hop on the demo system and run it for yourself. See you on the next update, and happy trading.